Okay, this isn't like a full segment. I just wanted to show you this because I thought it was really funny. And I don't know if he's serious anymore, but he posted this. He's like, gamers, many of you have asked me, where's the evidence that they uglyified female characters in Doom the Dark Ages? Check around 10 minutes 30. Id Software should have featured a beautiful woman instead. And this is his example of an ugly woman. Like, they can't be serious, right? It's gotta be a troll. It's gotta be a troll. Like, there's no way. There's no way, you know? And this is, you know, people, so there are, to be clear, there are some people who actually probably would think like that she's unattractive or something. But I think this is like such an obvious, very public thing. It's gotta be a troll. Like, there's no way they're serious. But this, I mean, it goes back again to the thing I've talked about a lot recently in the gaming industry, which is Poe's law, which is just that without a clear indicator of the author's intent, any parodic or sarcastic expression of extreme views can be mistaken by some readers as a sincere expression of those views. In other words, you eventually get to the point where somebody joking about how insane, like a totally insane perspective, you can't tell the difference between that and somebody that actually believes it because they're both so ridiculous. Same with this one. Well, actually, if you slow it down to 75%, there's some real smooth brains out there. This is in response to a video of AC Shadow's gameplay where Nawe is climbing up the side of a castle with her grappling rope or grappling hook thing. And somebody says, 118, that was smooth as hell. That's a clip where she's doing like a backflip somersault thing that's, to be fair, quite smooth. That was smooth as hell. And this guy says, not really, put it on 0.25x. He just realized, brother, I don't play the game at 25% speed. He's like, yeah, if you slow it down and then you also like go frame by frame, you can find that the animation transitions between these two animations and then you can see a little bit of a shift. It's like, what are we doing? What are we doing? If you want to pause a video to like zoom in and show something where you're like, hey, there's a ton of pop in here, or hey, this character's T-posing in the corner, or hey, over here, this is glitching out. Let me zoom in and show you, or I'll slow it down so I can show you. We do that on stream because when you're watching this stream on a phone and it's compressed as hell through the live streaming, whatever, I don't even, encoder, I guess, often detail can be lost. So zooming in, pausing, pointing stuff out, that's fair. When you're like trying to put stuff at super slow speeds to complain about animation quality, I think we're trying to be upset about stuff at this point. Like the transition between the one animation to the rope throwing animation, and then it goes up. This is the magic of video games, when you blend those things together so that when you're playing the game, it doesn't feel jagged. And it's just like, you know, when people are doing stuff like that, it's like, I think we're trying real hard at this point. If you don't like the game, that's totally fine. If you don't want to play the game, if you don't want to buy the game, cool. But at this point, I think we're trying really, really hard. I think we're trying too hard, you know? Now that's a handsome woman. Exactly. Yeah, I just think a lot of the people are trolling. K Music says it's either a troll or porn addiction. Call it. I don't know, dude. I think a lot of the people like that make the posts you see on X, a lot of the guys that have like very visible platforms like that, I think a lot of them are trolling, frankly. I mean, because sometimes they say stuff that's just so freaking ridiculous. You're like, there is no way a real human being said that. I know there are some people that are like this out there in the world, but I think it's such a small number. It like those people that actually think it are probably 50, 60 likes on that post, and the other 50 people are acknowledging the troll and are like kind of memeing on it. Then eventually the whole thing just starts to consume itself as well. Like, did you see the whole thing with Grums? He came and said that he was excited for Monster Hunter, and then his own like followers started freaking out because like, no, they're actually woke now. You're not allowed to like Capcom. And it's like, okay, you really can't like anything now. Yeah, it's almost Monster Hunter Wild's release date, February 27th. This is the game to support instead of Avowed and AC Shadows, which also launch in Q1. And then his own followers started raging at him. He's like, getting replies that Capcom has gone woke. They certainly have published things about their company that are sus. If you have examples for Monster Hunter Wild specifically, post it here and I'll take a look. Like, they're literally not allowed to like games. Like, the revolution just devours itself at the end of the day. Like, it's crazy, dude. It's crazy. And at some point, if you're not, if you're following people that make it impossible to like games, maybe they're not gamers. Maybe they're not like actually somebody that's looking out for, in the best interest of the industry, you know? It's ridiculous. But it's very funny at the same time. Because it's just like, guys, I think we're getting silly. I think we're being stupid at this point. Like some of those posts, man, I can't tell if they're serious or not. And so I kind of choose to believe that they're not serious because otherwise I get sad and depressed.